Hello students, I hope you all are fine today. I am Shweta Srivastav from Vidya Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School is going to teach you an important topic, and today's topic is, yes, as you can see, today's topic is reproduction in plants. So basically what you mean by reproduction in plants? Anyone who can guess? Yes. First of all, the term reproduction. What do you mean by reproduction? The term itself says it is a combination of two words, that is re plus production. When the production of a new thing happens again, that is known as reproduction. Producing again, or you can say that giving rise to the new young ones in this planet or in this earth, which is identical to their parents. Giving rise to the new young ones identical to their parents is known as reproduction, and it occurs not only in animals but in plants also. Let us see what are the different methods of reproduction in plants, because today's topic we specifically see reproduction in plants only, and in that topic also there are two types, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction, and in this video I am going to teach you what is asexual reproduction in plants, because in asexual reproduction there is again two methods of producing. The first one is natural method and the next one is artificial methods. Yes, there are two methods of reproduction in plants asexually, that is natural methods and artificial method. Natural methods are like budding, spore formation, fragmentation and vegetative propagation. Yes, these methods we will learn them one by one. And the artificial method is like cutting, layering, or layer you can say, and grafting, etc. So these are the whole processes or whole methods of reproduction in plants asexually. Through these methods, it is the basis of many industries which is producing the plants again and again in more quantity. They are, because of this methods, they are able to produce in a very short span of time the number of plants from one plant itself. So these are very important methods, we should learn them. So students, let us see some natural methods of reproduction in plants. As I told you the examples, we will learn them one by one. And the first method is budding. Yes, as the name suggests, budding. In budding, it comes from the word bud. Yes, and in this method, the bud arises. How it arises? Let us see that. It generally occurs in unicellular organisms like yeast. Yes, what happens in budding? Let us see. In budding, the yeast, like for example in yeast, what happens? The yeast cell, suppose this is the yeast cell, okay, in it a new bud arises after some time, and in this bud what happens? The mother, it is a mother cell, as you can say, giving rise to the new one, and this is the new offspring, or you can say the daughter cell. It can be a daughter cell also. So what happens in this? This nucleus of the mother cell is transferred. The half nucleus is transferred to the daughter cell. As they are reproducing the young one, they are giving all whatever the structures they have and whatever functions they have, they will transfer it to the daughter cell, and through this new bud. This is known as the bud which arises from the mother cell. Okay, so in this process it actually giving rise to the new bud, and the nucleus of the mother cell goes to bud. It is a very important thing that nucleus is also transferred. It is transferred from mother cell to the daughter cell. Sometimes, so after giving rise to them, they will also grow with the time. But a time will come when they will detach from the mother cell. It can be detached or attached also sometimes. In case of detachment, they will detach and form independently their life. But in case of attaching themselves, what will happen? It will form the chains of birth. In case of no it gains of attachment with the mother cell, it gives rise to the forms of chains of birth. So this is all about the budding, in which the parent cell gave rise to the bud, that is a daughter cell, and the nucleus is also transferred to the daughter cell, so that they can also carry out their various life functions. Okay, so our next method is spore formation. Again, the term itself says what is spore formation. Formation of spore, it actually happens here, and what it you have to learn the examples also. They are important. It will be asked in exams also, in 1 marks and 2 marks. What are the examples? So you should know that. Spore formation generally occurs in moss, ferns and bread molds. Yes, 3 types or more are there, but now we will see the 3 types, that is ferns and bread molds. It occurs in this. What happened? I already told you, formation of spores. So what are those spores? For example, this is the plant, that is a leaf. Small dot-like structures, that is the spore. It is actually the spore that is forming there. So these spores develop and covered by wall. This is important as it is being protected by the outside environment. The protective layer, that is, it is being covered. Those spores will be covered by protective layer, and when these spores grown up, it mature, it detach themselves, or it has say that plants have released them from their plant or from their parts, and release, and in suitable environment grows into new plant. Yes, when they get the suitable environment, it is very important to get the suitable environment. Every spore doesn't form a new plant. There should be a suitable environment for them to grow into new plants, and sometimes if they do not get the suitable environment, they will remain intact with the protective layer itself, and whenever they are getting the condition, they grow into new plants. So this is all about the spore formation. It occurs in moss, ferns and bread molds. Structures of spores happens a small, as you can see, the small structures that is happening here, they are the spores. Okay, and when they mature, they generally fall down from the plant or detach itself, release from the plants, and wherever they fall down in suitable conditions, they grow into new plant. So through this, the one plant is giving rise to many plants, and this is through, though it happens naturally, that's why they are known as the natural methods of asexual reproduction in plants. So let us see the third method. Our third method is fragmentation. Yes, this also says something. What is fragmentation? To break into fragments, and each fragment will grow into new plants. Yes. For example, it is seen in algae. What happened in fragmentation? Suppose this is a plant or this is a normal plant. It breaks into two fragments. Fragment means two pieces. It breaks into two pieces, and each piece is giving rise to the new plant, and each pieces will give rise to the new plant, that is known as fragmentation. So with this method, one plant is able to reproduce the two kinds of plants by breaking into fragment. As the name suggests, fragmentation, it grows into new plants, that is algae breaks into one or more pieces and grows into new plant, that is known as fragmentation. As I say, the example are very important. So in this you can write down algae which grows in fragmentation. Okay. So our next one is vegetative propagation. Again the word says its meaning. The vegetative propagation means reproducing by the vegetative part of the plant. And I hope you all know that what are the vegetative part of plants. Plants have two parts, that is vegetative and reproductive part. The first one is vegetative. Yes, the vegetative parts are roots, stems or leaves, while the reproductive parts are flowers. So by the vegetative part, they can grow into new plants. Okay. See, basically we are growing the new plants in our homes with the help of seeds. But Through all these methods, we are able to reproduce, or we are able to produce the new plants very fast compared to the normal process of growing with the seeds. So, in vegetative propagation, formation of new plants from the vegetative parts like roots, stems or leaves. Yes, from roots, from stems or from leaf of one plant you can grow the different kinds of plant. From roots, what are those plants? Not all plants grow from roots. There are specific plants that grow from roots. For example, carrot, sweet potatoes. Yes, from the carrot root you can grow another carrot. From the sweet potato root you can grow another sweet potato root. So that is from root. The examples are carrot and sweet potato. You have learned this in the class 6 also, that what are the different parts of the plants that we eat. So in that case it is also similar to that. From stems, it is potato, onion, garlic and strawberry. Yes, these plants can grow, the new plants, the new potato plant can grow from the stems of the old potato plant. But in stems, there are several conditions in stems. Instead, some grow from the tubers. Tubers have the eyes, like in potato you have seen. In potato you have seen the small structure, the small dots in potato. They are known as eye. From that eye area, if you will cut down and put in the inside the soil, it can grow into new plant also. In onion and garlic, there are small bulbs. You can see bulbs are generally the thick, short underground structures, or you can say they can grow underground and they are thick and short structure that are known as bulb. And in the next one is your strawberry. They are the runners. They grow from the runners. All are stems, but they have a specific areas of stems also. The runners are generally the different stem that is growing from the main stem. So in strawberry as well as in grass also, the runners helps in the production of the new plants. You just cut down from the runner area and then grow into the new plant. Next one is the leaves. From leaves it is bryophyllum. The example is bryophyllum. What happens in bryophyllum? Generally it is a leaf structures in where the small structures arise at the leaf margin, or you can say at the corners of the leaves. In corners of the leaves these small structures arise, and with the roots also small roots arise, and after some time they fall down on the ground and grow as a new plant. So from one leaf you can grow many new plants, and again the condition apply, there must be the suitable condition for their growth. Not all the plants will grow, or not all the birds that fall in downward areas will grow as a new plant. The suitable conditions you already know. There must be the moisture in the soil, there must be the proper sunlight, there must be the proper space for them to grow. So all these structures, all these new kinds of bird you can say falls down in the ground areas and forms the new plant. Okay, so this is all about the natural methods in which we have seen the budding, the fragmentation, vegetative propagation. All these methods are the methods of reproduction naturally in the plant. So we have already talked about the natural methods. Let us see what are the different kinds of artificial methods of reproducing the new plants asexually. Yes, the first method is cutting. Yes, as you are clear with the term cutting, that means to cut something and grow into new plant. The very good example of this cutting method is the rose plant. Yes, we are obtaining the different varieties of rose, or we are getting the different plants of rose from a single plant through this cutting method. What happens in cutting method? We just cut down any part of the plant, that is basically from the stem it happens. So we are just cutting down the stem of the rose plant and growing it into the another area, so that it will grow into the new rose plant. As you have seen, in might be you have seen or not, I don't know, in your homes, but your mother or father is cutting the stem of the rose plant from one side and then making it grow in the new pot, or so that the new rose plant will grow. You can also try sometime this new methods of growing, that is rose. Also not only rose but cotton, money plant. Yes, money plant also you have seen in your home. You can cut from any area the money plant and grow, even without soil also it grows. Yes, in your any water bottle, with the help of water it grows. So you can cut any area of those plants and grow the new plant from that. So after cutting we have the second method, that is layering method. Yes, what happens in layering method? The plant, suppose one plant is growing, and for example one plant is growing and its stems are very long. So what happens is that they just bend down the stem in the soil, and some portion of the stem is bent down. After which, after some time, after some days, its new roots will grow from this bent down area which is being covered with the soil. After the roots started growing, they cut out this area. They cut out this area so that new plant will arise from this area. It already the half of the portion is above the ground, and that half portion will start growing as the new plant. So if so many branches are there, they can bend down from different areas and grow into new plants. So in this way, one single plant can give rise to so many plants by their branch, by bending down their branch and growing it into the layering method. Now the next method is our grafting method. Yes, the grafting method is a new kind of technique through which we are able to obtain especially the different varieties of fruits and vegetables. The best example is mango. Yes, in our summer season you are eating different kinds of mangoes, different varieties of mango. Even in different place, when you will visit any other place, you will see their varieties of mangoes are very different from our place variety. So how does this happen? It doesn't happen naturally, but sometimes it happens by artificial methods. Yes, and one those methods are our grafting method. What happens in grafting method? We attach the small branch to our rooted plant. Yes, what happens? How does it happen? For example, there is a one variety of mango plant that is growing here. Its stems are growing. So what they will do? They will cut off the upper portion of it and let the rooted plants grow here. After that, what they will do? They will take out the another variety of mango plant and its stem from another plant and start fixing it in this method. Okay, when they will start fixing it, it will be getting attached to it with the adhesive tape, or you can say with the rubber band. When they will get attached to this adhesive tape, after some time it will start growing with the rooted plant. Yes, the stems which you have taken from the another plant will start growing in this rooted plant, and in this way a new variety of plant emerges out, and you are able to get a new variety of mango. And yes, the term stalk and stem. What is stalk and stem? This area, the rooted plant, is known as stalk, while the plant from which has been taken out from the another plant, that is known as sign. Yes, it is known as sign. So stalk is attached to sign to give us the new variety of plant. Okay, so this is all about the grafting. The examples are even the rose, the different varieties of rose are obtained from this. Citrus plants are obtained from this, and mango plants are also obtained from this. So these three plants are able to give you the new kinds of plants through this grafting method. I hope you are clear with these three methods, that is cutting, layering and grafting. In cutting, we simply cut any part of the plant and just grow it into another place which is giving rise to the new plant. While in layering method, we just bend down the branches. You can write in your own words if you want to. If you will understand those things, you are easy to write all these methods. They are not that much tough. So in layering method, you just bend down the branches and let it grow and inside the giving the roots and covered it with the soil. Afterwards, when the roots have been started growing and giving support to that individual plant, it is cut it down from its main branch and they starts growing as a new plant. Now our next method was grafting, and as I told you, the grafting method is actually this method where a stem of another plant is attached with the stem of this rooted plant, another plant giving rise to the third variety. Among these two varieties is giving rise to the third variety. The best example I have given you, the mango. You are eating tasty mangoes because of this new varieties of mangoes, because of all this grafting method. Okay, so students, this is all about the asexual reproduction in plants, in which we have seen the natural methods and artificial methods. I hope you all have understood this topic. Have a good day. Bye, students.